Hello and welcome to a beautiful morning. As you can see, lovely clear sky, tiny little bits of clouds dotted about but hardly any. Nice chill in the breeze. The frost has more or less melted from this morning, so we're in for quite a nice day. And I've promised myself a day today of tinkering around in the formal garden around the house. I've been focusing a lot on the wider property, but today I just want to concentrate on a few of the old jobs that I have to do in the main garden. So let's go and have a look. I won't go over everything with you, but one of the main things I'm going to try to do is move these clumps of plants elsewhere. I remember I mentioned that a while ago, so now I've finally got the opportunity to get on with that. I want to prune the fruit trees. These are plum type trees. We never really get fruit off them, so it's hard to say, but it's a fruitable, something like that. But I'll be pruning off all this long whippy growth, and I'll just be working my way around the garden as I have done previously, just doing all these little jobs that, as I say, I haven't had the chance really to do for a while. So really looking forward to today. I like days like this. I'm not sure if you'll hear me over the wind, so I'd quickly show you something which is exciting for me and no doubt hugely tedious for you. But I've just noticed that some of the rosemary, pretty much all of them, well most of them at least, down at my rosemary hedge, are flowering for the first time. Basically I took these as cuttings from the rosemary that's the other side of that buddleia, and I just shoved them into some mud and they all started to grow, and then I planted them out here at this back fence line with the intention of making a rosemary hedge. So they've grown away. They've got a bit munched from time to time by kangaroos and wallabies, this one in particular. But nevertheless, they have persevered. This is probably the biggest one, and this has the most flowers on it. I'm delighted. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted an evergreen, fragrant, if needs be edible hedge with interest for the birds and the bees and flowers, and it's all starting to come together. Obviously there's a way to go before this forms a hedge, but it's getting there, In terms of my other project, which is spending the day doing work on the garden, I finished the pruning stage. This is my third barrow. Basically what I've done is pruned the fruit trees that are currently dormant. So I've got a peach there, and then the other side I've got those plummy type trees. Then I had a bit of tidying up to do on my flower beds, the original bed and then the donut bed. We've just passed midwinter, so things are a bit dormant at the moment. But hopefully I'm sort of laying the foundations for this to all spring into life come spring, summer. It's all looking quite nice now. Oh, you can maybe just make out there the original rosemary I was talking about, which is a very big bush and is also flowering. Anyway, I'm going to add this to the bonfire and then crack on with phase 2, which I think will be... hang on. What will I be doing next? Maybe putting the manure down, actually. Yeah. Something else I've just been working on is pruning back this tree. My general rule of thumb with this tree is if I can reach it, it's too low. This creates what's known as a fire ladder, where any fire on the grounds will jump up into the trees and set the tree on fire, which will then set those trees on fire, which will then probably set the house on fire. Anyway, so yeah, as I say, if I can reach it, it's too low. We were told that this was originally planted as a outdoor Christmas tree, and it's just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown. And if you've ever set fire to a Christmas tree, like I have, you'll know that they burn. So my continuing obsession with stopping fire, but I think it's a valid obsession anyway, so that's that job done for the time being. Obviously it's ongoing, but anyway, that's that done for this moment in time. That's my outdoor jobs done for today, and as the sun's starting to go down, I'll turn my attention to something that I've been meaning to try for a while now. So I'll quickly spin you around and we can have a quick look together. Essentially, I buy these quite expensive woolen socks from a company based in Tasmania, and they're probably about $25–30 a pair. They're over £10 a pair, which is a lot, but they're jolly good socks. Because they're so expensive, I don't just want to throw them away. So this pair's started to go at the heel, to the point that although it's not actually a hole yet, when you wear them with shoes, you can sort of feel the drafts in your heel, and I hate that. So when I was in town a couple of days ago doing our fortnightly grocery shopping, I stopped by a specialist sewing shop and bought some bits and pieces to have a go at darning them. So basically they supplied me with a needle and recommended some wool, and Will made a darning mushroom, which I'll show you later. And I found a video on YouTube that I will link to, so now I'm going to have a try at is repairing this sort of hole in the heel of this sock. So wish me luck, because I have no sewing skills whatsoever. But I'll show you how it goes later. Stage 1 is complete. Job done. I'm delighted with that. It's nice to think that it's possible to repair things rather than just throwing them away because of a minor irritation with a little bit of the heel where it's a bit chilly, especially when you've invested in things that are not the cheapest. So I'm really chuffed I've learnt that new skill. Darning's my new favourite hobby. What a shame that I only have these 2 socks to do, but anyway, it's good to know that I can do it if I need to, and actually it was really, really easy and didn't take long, and it was actually quite good fun. I had a Poirot on as I was doing it, so what's not to like? I forgot to film this last night. I was so excited about completing my darning, but this is the darning mushroom which Will made. It is made out of tea tree, I believe, but if I've got that wrong, I'm sure Will correct me. Maybe in the comments. Anyway, yes, I used it to darn 2 socks and also a jumper of Will's earlier today. So it worked a treat, and yes, it's a very nice tool, very nicely made. Very pleased with that and my new hobby. The other thing that I'm delighted to be able to update you on today is our bridge, which we have finished, as you can see. So the finishing touches included just tidying up the little grooves that I'd made and then screwing down the slats. So if you walk across it, the reason we left these gaps is because it meant that we needed to use fewer bits of wood. And we wouldn't have had enough wood otherwise. So then I've been able to now cross to the other side, which I wasn't able to before. And that's looking back up towards the house, which is just there. You might be able to make out the roof and a bit of smoke from the chimney. So we're very pleased with that. Our first ever bridge. As I mentioned previously, it is a bit of a quick and dirty bridge, but nevertheless, it does the job. Does it rather well. Does it better than the previous bridge. And no doubt will be very helpful when it comes to maintaining this part of the property. Now I've got proper access with my equipment, which I haven't had for a while. It's nice down here, so yes, I'm looking forward to all the possibilities that now lay before me, courtesy of our new bridge. Whilst I'm at it, I thought I'd give you an update on the generator situation. Just quickly, if you weren't aware, Will and I decided that although we'd upgraded our solar system, new inverter, new battery, new solar panels, at this time of year at midwinter, with a sort of succession of cloudy days, we can find that we run very low on power. So with limited funds, we thought the best thing we could do would be to install a backup generator, which would mean that we'd essentially be confident that we would never run out of electricity or have to be as tight-fisted with it as we can do if it is cloudy several days in a row. So we contacted the people who installed the new solar system and asked them if they could supply us a compatible generator, which was this, which sadly isn't compatible. So in order to prepare for it, we laid the slab, we built this cover for it, and then they came and installed it and we turned it on and it didn't work. So subsequently to that, they've been back and had another tinker with it and that didn't work. I've been taking photos of settings and changing settings and that didn't work. I was sent a file with information as to how to upgrade the operating system of the inverter, so I was here sort of in the darkness with my head torch on with my laptop, plugging it into the inverter, upgrading the operating system, and that didn't work. So essentially we've come to the end of the road with this configuration of this generator and this inverter. So one of several things is going to have to happen now. Either we'll need a new inverter, which probably isn't going to happen because they're not cheap. We'll need a new generator, which is also possibly not likely to happen because the ones that had been suggested are a lot more expensive than this, and so we probably can't afford it. And then I suppose the last thing is that rather than having a generator, we replace it with another battery. The benefit of that is that on a sunny day like today, the battery tends to fully charge, which means that it's sort of we're generating spare electricity with nowhere to go. But the downside of that is that'll probably only buy us an extra 2 or 3 days tops of power, and even then we'll have to still be cautious with our use of it. So it's looking like at the moment, and I know this sounds quite pessimistic, but I'm British. It's looking like at the moment the most likely course of action is that they're just going to have to take the generator away, refund us our money, and we'll just have to wait until probably next winter when hopefully we will have saved up the additional funds required to upgrade the system in one of those 3 ways I've mentioned. So yes, this has been a bit of a failure and a bit of a nightmare, and I'm not even sure if we'll get all our money back because a portion of the money we spent, which was $6,500, was the cost of the work itself, and obviously they did the work itself, so I just don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, probably I'll end the vlog there, and that's a bit of a gloomy way to end it, but hopefully maybe a bit of schadenfreude and my travails will give you a better weekend when you realise that things could be worse. Let that be my gift to you. I'll keep you updated, but as of now I have no more information as to what is going to happen. But I'll let you know when I know. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye now.